Devaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Avadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhagavati Naistaki. So continuing with our discussion of Srimati Radharani's pastimes, her services, so many attributes she has. So yesterday, I think the last thing we discussed was Srimati Radharani going to Nandagaon every day and cooking for Krishna because she got this boon from Durvasa Muni. So she would go every day to cook for Krishna in the morning, and obviously Krishna would be waiting for her to come. And it is mentioned that she would be standing in the kitchen of Yashoda Maya with 100 stoves around her burning, and she would be cooking or guiding everybody else, and she would be supervising the cooking. And afterwards, she would be watching Krishna having the prasadam. Well, not prasadam, he's having the food. So Radharani would be just hiding behind a curtain at the door and watching Krishna eating. And Krishna, obviously, he knows Radharani is watching. So he would just pretend he would put something in his mouth, and Radharani would be waiting for his expression. And Krishna would just make a face like it's very bitter and it's not tasty. And then Radharani's heart would sink. And then Krishna would start laughing, and she knows he was just joking. And then Shridham would be sitting next to Krishna, and Krishna, whatever Krishna really likes, and he knows that Radharani has really made it with lots of love. He would taste it and put it in Shridham's mouth, and then Radharani would know he really liked that food, that item. So this is their daily pastime. Every single day this thing goes on. So one day, Yashoda Maya, because Yashoda Maya and every Brajvasi, they all loved Radharani, and Yashoda Maya especially, and she wanted her to marry Krishna. So Radharani was there at her house, and she was, after cooking, Yashoda Maya make sure she was fed properly, and all the gopis, all the sakhis who had come with her, they were also fed. And then Yashoda Maya, out of her love for Radharani, and she wanted Radharani to marry Krishna. So Yashoda Maya put haldi on her hands, declaring that now she is my daughter-in-law. And then Radharani left with her sakhis, went back to Barsana, and she was happy, but outskirts of Barsana, she was little afraid that what will everybody think? How come my hands got yellow? I'm not married yet. So she washed her hands in the outskirts of Barsana in a pond. And that pond, the water of that pond, because Radharani was not just washing the haldi off from her hands, she was constantly thinking of Krishna. It was her love in the form of haldi that came out of her hands. And that haldi from her hands, that made the water of that pond yellow. And that pond water is still yellow. It's called Pili Pukar. Pukar means the pond, and Pili means yellow. It's still yellow. You can see it's right outskirts of Barsana. And in fact, Krishna, once he was, probably it was the same day, he was coming back to Nandagaon after grazing cows with the cows and cowherd boyfriends in the evening. So he passed by that pond, and he thought, there is something different about this pond today. It was never like this. So he let the boys be at the distance, and he went towards that pond. And all the trees and all, they were all kind of bending towards that pond water. That he was like, this is something mystical today. So he went towards the pond, and again he felt some vibrations are different. So he he went and he touched the water of that pond, and he was also thinking, this is yellow water. How come it is yellow? It was never yellow. So he touched that water of that pond with his foot, and he felt, and he just took his foot out because he felt lots of ecstatic emotion just by touching that water of that pond. And he was like, "What is this?" And he felt very good, and couldn't realize what is it. Then he again put his foot in the pond. Then he felt the ecstasy all over his body, and then he put his other foot. And it is mentioned all the trees on the banks and all the animals also, they were watching with like silence. What is happening? Where is Krishna going? And Krishna felt he was really feeling well and good, and he was going inside the pond, inside the water, one step at a time, and his whole body was erupting in ecstasy. And slowly, 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 Krishna, all of Krishna, he went inside. His head went inside, his hands, shoulders, head, everything was inside. And everybody is watching, where did Krishna go? And then Krishna came out. And when he came out, he was not blackish blue anymore. He was molten gold color. And that was a form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because then, that time he had experienced the love of Radharani. And he really felt very good. Because although Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is omniscient, he knows everything, there are still some things he doesn't know. Because he is the object of love. Oh no, he's a object of love. Everybody loves him, but he doesn't know the subject of love. The love that devotees give him. He knows his love for the devotees. He doesn't know the love of devotees for him, especially the love of Srimati Radharani for him. In fact, this is one of like for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna to come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there were external and internal reasons. External reasons were, yes, he wanted to propagate the chanting, congregation chanting of the holy name, establish the Yug Dharma of Kali Yuga, and give everybody a chance to attain Krishna Prema. But there were internal reasons. The internal reason was, what is the love of Radharani for me? What are the qualities in me that she relishes? And what kind of happiness she achieves once she relishes those qualities, especially the beauty of Krishna. Even the like beauty, qualities, especially beauty of Krishna, we were talking about. I mean, Krishna, once he was in Dwarka, and he was passing by this in his palace, and there was a pillar in the palace, and the pillar was studded with different kind of jewels. It didn't have like those tiles or the glass. Everything was studded with jewels and rubies and emeralds and diamonds. And he was passing by, and he saw in one of the very big diamonds on the pillar, he saw his own reflection, his own image. And he just stood there silently, looking at himself. And he was looking, how beautiful I am, how charming, how handsome I am. But so he himself got attracted by his own beauty. Somebody can say, I mean, in modern terms, that must be some bad word. We can use for somebody who gets enamored by his own beauty. But for the Lord, Supreme Lord, acting like that, it's not normal. So he got enamored. But then he thought, I mean, if somebody looks at a person who's handsome, the person, if the person has love for this handsome person, then if we look at the from that person's eyes at the beauty or the charming features of the other person, that is different. I mean, if I look at myself, oh, I'm very smart, great. But if somebody who loves me looks at me, and from that eye, somebody that experience is different. So that is what Krishna wanted to experience. When Radharani looks at my beauty, or my features, or my qualities, what does she feel? How does she look? Because he knows his feelings, but he doesn't know Radharani's feelings. And those feelings, those emotions, those sentiments of Srimati Radharani for Krishna are completely different. Even Krishna doesn't know. So that's why he came in the mood of Radharani. He took the mood of Radharani to understand all these features. Still, obviously, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he did experience the love of Radharani for Krishna, and but another thing was how great Radharani is proven by the fact that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri in Gambhira, for the last 12 years, he didn't get out of that room in Gambhira, or because he was completely absorbed in the love of, in the separation of Krishna. And whenever he would get out, somehow or other, he would sneak out. It would be, sometimes he would be found as a turtle in front of Jagannath temple, because all his limbs would go inside. He was experiencing so much of love for Krishna. Sometimes his body would be found completely elongated. All his joints would be opened up for like 6 inches or 1 foot. He could not contain his emotions when he experienced that love that Radharani has for Krishna, because he was trying to experience that love. And here, Srimati Radharani, she is experiencing this love for Krishna every single moment of her life. Every single moment. But we never read anywhere that Radharani's joints opening up, her body getting elongated, her body getting shrunk. She holds this love within herself. That's how great she is. Even Krishna doesn't have that kind of quality. It's like because she is the right, correct receptacle for that love that only she can hold and still perform her duties properly. Even Krishna could not hold that love. So when at El Pilipukar, he took the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he showed that form, and everybody was mesmerized looking at that form. What is this form? But that was Radharani's love for Krishna. So when, although she washed her hands in that Pilipukar, when she went home, Vrajbhanu Maharaj, Kirtida Devi, they still saw some yellowish on her hand, and then they asked her what happened, and then she told. So they were very happy because they also loved Krishna and they wanted to have Krishna as their son-in-law. So they sent one big box of jewels full of pearls and jewels as a gift to Yashoda Maya and Nanda Baba. So they sent, and now we have to understand Radharani is the source of all the opulence actually. It's not Krishna. Srimati Radharani is, because her expansion of expansion is Lakshmi ji. So when this box came to Nandagaon, now Nand Baba thought, oh, we are not that rich as Vrishbhanu Maharaj, because they were thinking of sending some return gift. But they said, the kind of jewels and pearls they have sent, we cannot even um, return 10% of what they have sent. And they were feeling like bad that now what to send back. Now Krishna was playing around and he said, Baba, Baba, what happened? And then Baba told him. So this is kind of like in modern days, this is called roka. When girl and boy they're supposed to get married, so roka ceremony happens. This is sort of roka. And they said, oh, this is what has happened, and they have sent us this box of pearls, so we don't know what to do, what gift to send back. We don't have this kind of jewels. Krishna said, well, don't worry. I mean, you give me the pearls, I'll put them in the ground, I'll water them as seeds, and the plants will come, and the plants will have lots of pearls, and we'll pick up those pearls and we'll send the gift back. Nand Baba said, Lala, what are you talking about? It doesn't happen like that. Nobody plants pearls in the ground and the pearl trees come up. Krishna said, no, 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 Baba, I've seen that happening. I can do that. I've seen that. It's very common. And you don't know this land of Braja. It's magical. So he kept on insisting. So Yashoda Maya said, okay, you take some pearls and do whatever you want to do. We have to think about what return gift we have to send back. So Krishna took some pearls, and obviously his boyfriends are always with him. And he went out, and they dig some hole in the ground, and they just planted the pearls. And now gopis are there watching, and they were laughing. See, what is this, Krishna? Have you ever heard of anybody planting pearls? Krishna said, no, you just watch. And he would be watering those places where he had planted the pearls. And of course, Krishna is Krishna. So next day, the plants started sprouting from those pearls. And he again would come and water those plants with his friends, and gopis would be laughing. There must be some weeds. They are not pearl plants. There's no such thing as pearl plants. And Krishna would, no, 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 you watch. And he would come water. And just few days later, I mean, so happened. The plants grew up and they gave the fruits as big, big pearls. And Krishna was happy, and Madhumangal and Subal and all his friends, they were very happy. So he plugged lots of pearls and he took them to Yashoda Maya. Now he can send a return gift to Vrishbhanu Maharaj and Kirtida Devi. So gopis were very surprised. What is this? What is this Krishna has done now? He planted pearls, now he got such a big pearls as the fruits, and we don't even have those kind of pearls. So Radharani and Gopi said, okay, we are also going to plant our pearls. So they all brought pearls from their houses, pearls and diamonds and rubies from their homes. And they also planted them, dig them deep in the ground and planted, and they were watering every day. And now it was Krishna and Crawford Boy's turn, and they were making fun. You don't know how to plant trees. Nothing will come out of your plantation, and your pearls are not pure anyway. That's why it's all artificial. Nothing will come out. And it so happened when, after a few days, something was sprouting, and when it grew, it was all plants with lots of thorns. There were no pearls. So now Radharani and Gopi, they were sad, and they were afraid. Oh no, what our parents will tell us? You wasted our jewelry and pearls and everything. And what is it you're doing? You're planting pearls? Who has heard of? So they were crying. Now Krishna, first he was teasing, but then he came and he brought one box each of pearls that he had planted and he had grown, and he gave to all the gopis, and they were very happy afterwards. But these are their pastimes every single day. Of course, every single moment of every single day, the millions of pastimes. We just hear of few pastimes, nothing more. And every morning, Radharani would go to Nandagaon from Barsana, and then before she starts cooking, they would meet at Gupta Kund, which is at Vrinda, behind Vrinda Kund, near Nandagaon. And then she would come and cook, and then she would come back to Varsana after a while. And at noon time, all the gopis would go to Govardhan, and Krishna would also take his friends and cows to Govardhan. And then they would meet at Govardhan. And it is said that around noon, it's like 11:45, all the gopis, they get together at this ghat at Shyam Kund, Manas Pavan Ghat at Shyam Kund, where they take bath every day at Shyam Kund. And Krishna would take bath at Radha Kund. So it is said that if we want love for Srimati Radharani and service of Radharani, so we should take bath in Shyam Kund. If we want love for Krishna and service for Krishna, we should take bath in Radha Kund. So that's why whenever we go to Radha Kund, Shyam Kund, that area, you will see all our Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas, they have their either bhajan kutirs or samadhi at the banks of Shyam Kund, because they all are servants or manjaris of servants of Srimati Radharani. Only Raghunath Das Goswami had his bhajan kutir at Shyam Kund, but his samadhi is at Raghunath Das Goswami had his bhajan kutir at Radha Kund, but his samadhi is at Shyam Kund. So basically, he's still doing his bhajan at Shyam Kund, because they all have original forms of manjaris, and they all want service of Srimati Radharani. So that is available if you do bhajan at Shyam Kund. So at Govardhan, and that around Govardhan, Kusum Sarovar is there. So Kusum Sarovar, Kusum means flowers. So Radharani with the gopis would always come at Kusum Sarovar and pick up flowers, of course, to have pastimes with Krishna. So one day she was picking up flowers there, and she was, with one hand, she was holding onto the branch of the tree, and with the other hand, she was plucking the flowers. And Krishna went in behind her, and on that tree, and then he just pressed that branch down. And Radharani didn't see Krishna; she was so busy plucking the flowers, and he pressed the branch down. So she held on to the branch, and she was picking up flowers. Oh, of course, that branch was little tall, and then she had to jump. But now when Krishna had pressed that branch down, it was easy for her. But then, when she was holding onto the branch, Krishna let the branch go. And Radharani, with the branch, she went up. And now she was up in the air with both hands. She was holding onto the branch. And then she knew it was Krishna's tree. And she was crying, Krishna, just let me down, let me down. What are you doing? I'm going to fall down. I'm going to hurt myself. And then Krishna would come down, and he just let Radharani, okay, you let go of the branch, I'll catch you. And then he will catch, and then they'll be together. So these are the pastimes. These are only few pastimes, maybe only out of gazillion pastimes. There's just few pastimes that we discuss. But basically, this is to show the love of Radharani for Krishna and Krishna's love for Radharani. They are eternally together. Of course, some pastime happened while they had to be separated for some time when they were on earth performing their Leela. But eternally they are together. And to enhance Radharani's mood, Radharani's love, sometimes Krishna does some pastimes to make her angry, and she does her Man Leela is there, that happened in Barsana and many places. But that's always to to heighten the love of Radharani for Krishna. But ultimately, all these things happen that makes her more and more close to Krishna. In fact, everybody, every living entity in Vrindavan is there to serve and to bring Radha and Krishna closer together. So one day, Radha and Krishna, they were in the garden, and for some reason Radharani was angry at Krishna. Krishna had done something nonsense. So Radharani was angry and Krishna was trying to please her and she wasn't getting pleased. Then on the ground there was a snake, and the snake thought, oh, it's time for me to serve Radha and Krishna. So he sort of hissed and he slithered towards Radha and Krishna. And Radharani, when she saw the snake coming, she just got so scared and she jumped into the hands of Krishna. And now there was no more anger, no more man, and she was just so afraid, and she was clinging on to the neck of Krishna. And Krishna just looked at the snake and thanked him, and the snake went away. He had done his service. And then they were together again. So this is the service. And this is the mood that we have to develop, basically. We should not think Krishna is for my enjoyment or for my service. Krishna is there to be with Radharani. Radharani is there to be with Krishna. Our job is to bring them together, serve them together, so together they can be happy. And our reward is their happiness. This is what devotees want. This is what the Sakhis want in Vrindavan. This is what the Sakhas want in Vrindavan. Everybody just wants this. So that is a perfection of our life, if we can somehow or other bring Radha and Krishna together so they can enjoy it together. Hare Krishna. So I'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice.
Thank you, Mata. Thank you, Mata.
Very beautiful.
So I guess we can stop here. You all have a wonderful day. I guess today is Ekadashi over there, so you all enjoy your Ekadashi. Happy chanting. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.